If you want it to be your work, then you got to do the work. We're going to get into it. Hi, I'm Joe. Welcome back. This is the Ultimate Love Letter. Thank you for joining the conversation. Whatever we want our work to be tomorrow, our dream job, we have got to show up and do the work today, like it is our dream job. I know it takes extra work, right? We have to possibly work our day jobs. And then after hours, we have to work our dream jobs, and all while perhaps not being paid for it. But I'm here to tell you that's the investment it's going to take. Whatever you want your dream job to be tomorrow, we must show up as it consistently today. That is how you forge your way forward to that dream job. If you want to be a writer, get to writing. If you want to be a singer, be consistent. If you want to be an actor, time to enroll in classes and keep them up consistently. Whatever we do every single day, no matter if it's moving the needle just 1% forward, you will absolutely have what you put the work in to achieve. And that is fact. Now, our work will not look the same every day. Perhaps if you want to be an author, maybe you're writing, 1 page a day. Some days when you just are exhausted and you don't feel like writing anything, perhaps you're brushing up on your writing skills as far as reading other literatures, doing some sort of research, creating that website, working on the beautiful book cover of your next book, working on titles. Maybe you're just sitting in meditation for more inspiration, but every single day we should be moving the needle forward at least the tiniest bit. And when we do that, when we are consistently just moving the needle forward, no matter how the day looks, you will absolutely feel satisfied at the end of the day, because you will look back and say, well, at least I did the outline. Well, at least I created the Instagram. Well, at least I opened up the new domain. But you've done something. All of it counts. All of it is compound interest to becoming everything you want to be tomorrow. But we have to do the work today and dress the part. Think about if you want to be an actor, how would you be dressing every single day? Would you be wearing a baseball hat and sunglasses, right? Hiding from the paparazzi? Would you be dressing in clothes and linens that make you feel wealthy? Would you be hanging out in places where other actors, other like-minded individuals, other artists hang? That's your work, because that's who you're becoming. It's delusional to think that we will become this Grammy award-winning artist at some point in the future, all while all you're doing every single day is just working your bartender job. You're not collaborating with any other artists. You're not putting in the work in the studio. You're not taking singing lessons. You're not writing lyrics. You're not envisioning the life that you want to be tomorrow by showing up as it today. How were you supposed to achieve these dreams? If you want your dream job to become the reality, you got to show up in it every single day consistently. Every single day, even when it's exhausting to do so. Every single day, even when your shift ended at 10 p.m. Oh, well, 10:30, you're on. You're an actor. right? What work can you do from maybe 10 to 11, right? 10 to 12. What work can you do? How far do we really believe in the dreams that we have to achieve our dream job? You're telling God, you're telling the universe, you're telling others who will potentially come and invest in you, how serious you are by the work that you're doing today. You being paid for it, regardless, it makes no difference. If you want to be paid for it tomorrow, you got to do the work today. And perhaps that's free work. That's the investment to become everything you want in the future. That is what all of the greats did, whether they were basketball players, football players, platinum selling artists, Oscar award winning actors. What they did is the sacrifice it took was to show up every day, to do the work and the unpaid work, and then the underpaid work, for them to step into those giant roles. That is the only thing that separates the good from the great. You got it in you. That purpose, that calling, that is you following the love to everything God is saying you're intended to do anyway. So then follow the call. Put in the work. Put in the sacrifice. And I don't like the word sacrifice, but really, some days it's going to feel like sacrifice because you're going to sacrifice sleep some days. You're going to sacrifice going out with your girlfriends on the weekends. You're going to sacrifice just binge watching that beautiful episode that you want to get to because you got work to do. But if you were being paid, wouldn't you be putting in the work? Well, then you gotta put in the work now. That is the only thing that is guaranteed to bring in those dream jobs tomorrow. If you show up consistently, you will absolutely achieve what you are after. And that is a fact. That's God promising. Because when we show up as we want to be in the future, what we're actually saying under the surface is, I believe in myself. And as we believe in ourselves, we believe in God. And God is saying, all you got to do is believe. And then I'm going to bring you everything according to that belief. This is biblical. Do the work and become everything that you dream of. That dream is meant to come into reality, but it's going to take consistency. It's going to take us putting in the work. The work is worth it. When you are absolutely putting in the work and there's a long night, and I can speak to this only because I'm here, you do go to bed possibly exhausted, but it's a energy infused exhaustion. It's not the drain after you work like an 8-hour shift and then you come home and you collapse because you're exhausted and you're drained. That's because that's not our calling. That's not our purpose. That's why it's removing energy, we're out of alignment with the work that we're doing. That's why it's so draining. It's not giving you anything energetically. But when you are doing the work, even after hours, on your passion, on your calling, what you want to be tomorrow, that work is aligned work. So then, yes, God is infusing you with his strength. God is replenishing your energy as a compensation of you doing God's work. So then, yeah, even though you might be going to bed exhausted, it's like an energy infused exhaustion. It's quite different. And you would only know it when you step into it. Then you get it, which is why you hear artists all the time that says, like the greats, right? That we know of, that will say, I'm in the studio till 2 and 3 in the morning. How do you think they're able to achieve that? It's because they are being infused by God's strength, God's energy, because they are giving away their gifts. So yeah, they can go the long hours. And when you ask them, it doesn't really feel like work because they love to do it. That is all of our calling. But it's going to take us being consistent enough to actually do the work. Whatever you want to be tomorrow, show up as that person today. Do the work every single day, and every single day will look different. Maybe today you put in 2 hours, tomorrow on the weekend you put in 30 minutes. Maybe on Monday, you're putting in 3 hours. Next Saturday, you're putting in 8 hours. On Sunday, you're putting in 10 minutes. It's all going to look different. But no matter what it looks like, if every single day you are doing something that supports that mission, that supports that dream, that is in line with God to support His work, it's only a matter of time before you break in the exact way that you intend. Get to work. You owe it to yourself. And you know what? The world is waiting on your gifts. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of our community. Thank you for being a part of my mastermind. It's you, it's me, it's God. If you haven't found us on YouTube, please make sure that you subscribe there. Thank you to all of our nearly 1,300 subscribers. Wow, this is really growing, and I am so honored to have you. Just know I am praying over every single subscriber, and wherever you're listening to us, whether that's Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Apple, make sure that you are following there. And all of my social medias on Instagram, Threads is linked in our show notes. I would love to see you on those platforms as well. Thank you so much for being here. Until next time, love yourself and love others. We'll chat again real soon. Bye for now.